Let's get reaction to this from EFF spokesperson Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Thank you so much for your time this evening, Mr. Ndlozi. First of all, let's start with this issue we heard Karen Moore ventilate in our previous story. This move by the Public Protector to challenge President Jacob Zuma's review of the Public Protector's report, the State of Capture report. What's your feeling about that?
Thank you for having us. What we have said is that we've welcomed that particular move to challenge Mr. Zuma's court review process, but we've called on Mr. Zuma to avoid the entire legal to and fro and appoint the commission on the terms that have been set in the State of Capture report, so that we can finally get to the bottom of this. And the email leaks, we have argued, have made this matter an urgent matter. It must be treated as an urgent matter, and the sooner that particular commission begins its work, the better. So we welcome very much the Public Protector's decision to challenge Mr. Zuma's court review.
Importantly, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane has come back saying she also wants ABSA to pay back the money. How do you feel about that?
Look, this is a very excellent outcome, and it's important that private capital is held accountable in relation to the many corruption that it is involved in, including the type of corruption that they were involved under apartheid. And a lot of companies, there's lots of research that shows that a lot of companies within the white monopoly space have been involved and very intimately benefiting through corruption means. So we indeed welcome this remedial action, and ABSA must pay back the money. Simple.
It's very interesting indeed that there have been two commissions focusing on this particular issue, the Heath Commission as well as the Davis Commission, and they both acknowledged wrongdoing on ABSA's part, but they made the point that it could be damaging to the economy if such a large sum of money were to be paid back. Do you not worry that at this fragile time in the country's economic history that this could have far-reaching consequences were they required to do so?
Look, I think that it wouldn't be damaging because the money will be moving from a local entity into the state. It will actually benefit a lot, because what is going to take us out of this economic slowdown is a demand boost economics. So if it's in the hands of the state, if they are paying back the state, which is what they should do, that is more money in the hands of the state, which is more money in the hands of the poor, giving them buying power. The problem, and this leads to the second part of the question, the problem with the ways in which the banks of this country conduct their business is that they are unable in most of the cases to successfully empower the poor to actually have investments to start their own businesses or to have buying power in the economy. And that is what is going to take us out of this, amongst many other things, but at the core of it is demand boost. So you pay back the money as ABSA, that's good for all of us.
Let's talk about the remedial action that the Public Protector has recommended around the Reserve Bank, something that many are saying is an example of overreach on her part. Do you believe that she overstepped the mark in suggesting that the Reserve Bank's mandate be changed?
No, I mean, I think actually you have to ask a much more straightforward question in her name. There's already a court ruling that the remedial action of the Public Protector are binding. After such a ruling, we have to read that remedial action as an instruction to Parliament. She's instructing Parliament to amend the Constitution. No judges, not even the Constitutional Court, could do that. So that particular recommendation or instruction for us makes us to question her constitutional wisdom. Because if that is successfully challenged in a court, and which will be, as the Reserve Bank has indicated, and what you have is her remedial action changing, it will set a very bad precedence, because it's going to question the integrity of her capacity to understand our constitution and her mandate. Be that as it may, we as politicians, as public representatives, that's another important thing. She's not a public representative. She doesn't speak for the people because she is not elected. She She is appointed through a meritocratic process, and that means she has to understand the democratic value of the constitution being in the hands of Parliament in relation to how it can be amended. So she can't instruct Parliament in that regard. But we've always said that nationalization of the banks is the best solution, because that's how you're going to get money to actually go and resolve inequalities in South Africa.
Let me ask you about this. I mean, if we backtrack to a point around the time of Busisiwe Mkhwebane's appointment, the EFF was among those to stand up for her and say you thought it was a great idea for her to be put in this position. At this point, you are questioning her constitutional wisdom. How do you explain that?
Well, we believed, as you know, we had the information that the Democratic Alliance had when it disagreed with her being put on. That had very little to do with her legal knowledge. She performed very well in the interviews, and we believed in giving her the benefit of the doubt. We believed that she must be given the chance, and she was a black African woman. So we believed that she must be given a chance, that she will possibly transcend all the suspicion that there is. It is not the interviews and her behavior up to this point that makes us question her constitutional wisdom. It is this most recent recommendation that makes us question her constitutional wisdom. We have had other regrets, but up to this point it has not been in relation to her constitutional wisdom. You cannot instruct Parliament to amend the constitution. It's not in the remit, it's not her place, it's not in her powers. The debate is important. She can start a debate, but she can't instruct Parliament to amend the constitution, and therefore that makes us worry about her constitutional wisdom.
Thank you so much for talking to us. EFF spokesperson Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, live to us from Cape Town.